Some incredible breaking news out of Amazon when they decided that they're going to be cutting back on their private label brands. I have a different take on this than a lot of other people might, so let's hear those thoughts. So a lot of people are ha-haing at Amazon because of their cutting back of their own products. Saying things like maybe they couldn't cut it, maybe they weren't good at selling their own products, sourcing, or anything like that. But there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. When Jeff Bezos left, he put a new man in charge of this department, and he did an entire analysis on the ROI of having these different products and SKUs and brands. And you have to imagine that they have hundreds of thousands of products that they make under the brands that they own and control, many of which you don't even know the name of. So even when you're shopping on Amazon, there's still a very good chance that you're buying from one of their brands. So why are they all of a sudden cutting back on all of the products that they've been making? Well, first of all, they're only cutting back by about half of them. So they're not exiting the business altogether. The other take is that this is due to the pressure that they're under from the government coming down on them for antitrust. As an Amazon seller and someone that has hundreds of my own SKUs and teaches thousands of students how to sell on Amazon, we've seen it many times and many examples where Amazon is suspiciously placing their own products organically where they might not belong based on performance and based on the traditional way that the algorithm would index one of our own products. So whether they're cheating and their products don't follow the same ranking algorithm, or whether they're cheating by giving themselves free pay-per-click advertising, I don't think it matters as much, because here's the thing that I think happened. I think that what they did is realize that they wouldn't continue cheating, and they wanted to see what would happen if they didn't cheat. And they probably did a test and realized that they weren't going to make as much money as they thought if they did not place their products where they in a favorable position organically. Now, what does that mean? That means that a lot of the SKUs that they were going through the trouble of sourcing, ranking, the logistics, the storage, and the maintenance of, the marketing of, ended up not being profitable once you take into account all of the costs associated with running those products. And so there was probably a threshold put out that said it needs to be above a certain ROI or a certain profit per day for us to consider this profitable. Now, one of the things that I don't think a lot of people take into consideration when understanding how Amazon is doing their profitability analysis, because it's not the same way that I'm doing it, is that they have to consider the lost revenue of having their product there instead of one of ours. Granted, they should be making more than the 15% that they're taking from us off the top. They're probably not making much more than that once you consider all the costs associated with bringing that product in and the extra costs of shipping, logistics, and running those, and the overhead required. Now, they're also losing money, opportunity cost capital or revenue, because those are placements that someone else would fill. Those are advertising placements that someone else would pay for, like me. I'm going to pay them every single time someone clicks on my listing, whether it sells or not. That's revenue lost if they're putting their own products there in those ad placement places. Now, they're also going to lose that 15% that they would make from me if I had that organic placement and took that sale instead of their product. So once you factor in the true ROI of many of their SKUs, apparently at least half of them, it ends up not being worth it. Now, this also can soften the blow from the government coming down on them, where they can say, see, we've already made some concessions. Is this good enough? No, by any means. We need a true separation of their third-party brands and make sure that they're treated equally. We want to make sure that our brands are on an equal playing field with their brands, and that the marketplace is independent of their third-party brands and what they own. That's the only time I think that it would be a level playing field and more fair. So Is this a step in the right direction? Yes. Could this potentially create vacuums of demand that we can fill and opportunities for us to get more sales? Yes. But is it enough? No. We still have a long ways to go, and we shouldn't keep up the fight. Now they still have half of their brands, half of the SKUs is what they're saying. That's still hundreds of thousands of products that they're going to continue to sell that will still generate them a lot of money. But this is a move in the right direction. They're becoming more reliant on us, and I think that that's a great thing. Let's continue to push for an equal playing field. Let's continue to keep up the good fight. And Amazon is still by far the best business opportunity there is of any I've ever seen. Get to doing your product research. Check out the way that we do it based in data, the way that we find products and work backwards from the demand on Amazon so that we can make sure that our success rate is very high and we make a lot of money. I still think we do it better than even the people at Amazon, and this probably is even more proof of that. So thank you for watching. I'm Brandon Young of Seller Systems.